Hello everybody, welcome back to It's Current Year for another quick battle ladder replay. Today on the Lost Crater, I'm playing the Lizardmen. I'm up against the Vampire Coast, generally considered pretty much the worst matchup for the Lizardmen. We'll go and take a quick look at the army. So, deckhand frontline, pretty stock standard. Some bombers in the back. Now, bombers have taken a nerf recently, but they're still a pretty decent unit. Obviously probably not on par with miners with blasting charges, but a very just disruptive unit and can just delay the frontline push and do a bit of damage to our lightly armored troops as well. A couple of polearm deckhand mobs here smattered in, some hounds, 2 units of deck gunners, as well as the Queen Bess, nice big anti-infantry sort of cannon piece. There are 2 gunnery wights, so there's going to be a lot of potential here for the extra power. They're up on their crab mounts as well, so they're going to be giving extra ammunition to probably the deck gunners, possibly even the best. They also have the Scab Scrath, which is really quite a nasty item, very fast cast time and just good for clearing chaff infantry. And then we've got Count Noctilus leading the force there with his barnacled old armor. So he's got Roth's Moondial for some summons. He's got the Wraith Storm, and it looks like he's just gone the Drowned Dead and Invocation of Nehek. So a pretty tanky lord as well on foot. Probably one of the top contenders for viable footlords in the game at the moment. So my force here basically gone as wide as I possibly can. So there's a skink skirmish unit out here. I just had some leftover funds, and they're a bit of a distraction. Obviously, they're not stalk like chameleon skinks are, but heaps of skink cohorts, cheap infantry with shields. There's a few chevrons pumped into them as well because I had some leftover cash. There are 4 units of Saurus with shields. I've also taken the ROR red-crested skinks. Unbreakable and refuse to die is pretty handy in this matchup. They can cause some damage. They'll cut through chaff pretty quickly, and they're pretty quick, so they can just be sticky and hard to deal with. The Legion of Shakwa here is sort of just providing their missile resistance buff when I need to activate it. So trying to hit as many units, but with a Queen Bess, there's a lot of potential for splash damage here. I've taken the Umbral Tide Salamander Hunting Pack. Again, stalk, flaming damage can be relevant in this matchup, and just the ability to get a few volleys off before they take a lot of fire down is handy with their stalk ability. 4 units of Chameleon Skinks. The blow darts can really cut through things very quickly. Again, stalk, so they can get where they need to be reasonably healthily without taking too much fire. We have a Heavens Caster. Now, I've just taken Wind Blast. I'm going to try and basically spam that on handgun mobs, anything I can. I have taken the passive, probably the worst lore passive in the game, but I figured if there's deck, gun bats and that kind of thing, at least there's something for it to target. And leading the force here with his Saurus, he's Dwayne Gorrock Johnson. Now, he's pretty cheap. Another, he's a footlord. He has to go on foot, but he's taken the Rockavissa for his physical resistance and vigor, as well as the to the death ability for some melee attack and leadership. So he's pretty cheap. Haven't really taken many of his items. Haven't taken the mace or the shield, but he's rocking with the Saurus down here. So we sort of, as expected, are going to have to trudge up. And like I said, this skink skirmish unit here is sort of a bit of a distraction. We see a Queen Bess shot coming in here. I'm more than happy for Queen Bess ammo to be used on these guys, and that's actually going to be a bit of a whiff first off. I do see the hounds coming out here, so I am going to respond, just bringing up a unit of skink cohort just to basically body block if I need to. Blow darts actually kill hounds pretty quickly. We'll see another Queen Bess here, and right before it goes down, I managed to get the Shield of Shakwa on there. So they still take a fair bit of damage, lose a couple of unit models, but could have been a lot worse. Saurus also have a naturally somewhat loose formation, so I guess that can mitigate splash damage pretty well. And yeah, Queen Bess is really just not on point today with her shots. We've had two misses from 3 shots so far. We'll see if this one can do a little bit better, but the deck gunners are starting to unleash. Again, not really all that worried about... Oh god, Bess is having a shocker today. That's missed by miles. But yeah, deck guns shooting skink cohorts. Like I said before, not too fussed with that. And I am going to bring the skinks up just to pressure the scurvy dogs and bring these skink skirmishes. I don't want to throw them away for nothing, but yeah, just being a bit of a distraction. So a third Queen Bess is really off her game today. That's done a bit of damage, but not too much. I probably am a little bit blobbed here, particularly now that the missile resist aura has worn off. But now our chameleon skinks can sort of get in the back here. Obviously with their missile resistance, deck gunners won't actually shoot back in all that effectively. I do pop Refuse to Die and eat some blasting charges. Questionable decision, probably should have eaten them with the Saurus Warriors. Even though I haven't lost any unit models here, I've still taken a lot of damage and it's probably a little bit unnecessary. And now the Queen Bess is just sort of disrupting the formation here, and this we're starting to get some shots in now. Should have been a bit more. I've given them a move order, but now you'll see the Scurvy Dogs come in. You'll see how much damage Blow Darts can do just in the you know, if you let them concentrate and focus fire on unshielded or unarmored units. Dwayne Gorok Johnson is getting very ballsy. He's going in after one of these gunnery wights, and he's going to put a bit of hurt on the gunnery right. He is a pretty decent combatant. He does have good armor piercing and good combat stats generally. But the ROR Salamanders are starting to reveal themselves. Unfortunately, the Skinks are sort of starting to buckle. That was a really nice scab scrape there. Wind Blast going down on the deck gunners. Don't know if that was really worth it. Probably could have used it on the cannon crew or the bunched up stuff here, but the Skinks were pressuring back here. And we see here Skinks just running, basically doing a little bit of a delta split. You can see a lot of damage going down onto the Hounds. If we can get them off, we basically have map control. And you'll see, yeah, 3 units of Chameleon Skinks can really start to crumble Hounds pretty quickly. And they're not the worst in combat. You know, it's okay stats. At least they do poison in combat, so it does mitigate a bit of the damage coming back. So the Salamanders now trying to concentrate down Noctilus. He's not in combat. He does have anti-large, so obviously against Dwayne Gorok Johnson, as we see the Shield of Shakwa going down from the Legion here. The Skink Skirmishers here just basically being another little body blocker. We did get our Skink Priest unfortunately deck gunned down, so he's a little bit worse for wear. I'm unsure how much of a part he's going to play in the battle, but we have managed to get onto this unit of deck gunners and some Skink cohorts here overlapping with the Chameleon Skinks as a big Wraith Storm goes down. And like I said, Count Noctilus with his anti-large. Count Noctilus isn't a pushover at all. You know, 45-60. That with an anti-large bonus, that's more than enough to get through 60 melee defense. And he's going to be a bit of a pain for Gorok to deal with. Of unfortunately not microing these Saurus Warriors very well. And my opponent is at least throwing deckhand mobs at me, so the Chameleon Skinks are kind of not using their ammo all that effectively. But we have got one unit here, has shot the gap, and with the help of the Umbral Tide are going to peel off these deckhand mobs. Likely going to get these ones as well. We've also put some damage onto the Queen Bess, but we are still taking some fire from that. Some rallying Skink cohorts here are just going to buff the line and allow the Chameleon Skinks to maybe find a better target. And now we're just basically taking down one by one some of the sort of value pieces. You know, the gunnery wights really don't have much to use their powder on now, besides possibly themselves. Gorok has unfortunately been a little bit pwned by Noctilus, and the Legion of Shakwa are currently standing around twiddling their thumbs as a nice summon goes down there by Noctilus. I'm not sure if it was a Moondial or a natural summon, but some summoned deckhand mob in the back here. These deckhand mobs are sort of out of the picture, but balance bar's very even. The Skink Priest of Heavens has come back, so might be able to get at least a Wind Blast down here, as we see a nice Scab Scrape going down through the Saurus Warriors. Won't do a ton of damage to Saurus Warriors because, like I said, they are split out a little bit, but there's only 20 red crested Skinks back now, and some Saurus Warriors here still being shelled down by Queen Bess, but we might be able to kill the Queen Bess now with the Umbral Tide. However, it's kind of done its job at this stage. Used a lot of its ammunition. Wind Blast going down there, not very well placed by myself, and a Wraith Storm is about to come down and get Gorok. We'll see if he can weather the storm here. He does only have... No, he's dead. Goodbye, Gorok. He's done his job, though. I think he killed a gunnery wight. He's put a little bit of hurt on Noctilus, and now we have 12 red crested Skinks and some Saurus Warriors. I am sort of just holding these Saurus Warriors out. There's no need to throw more bodies into this fight just yet. They will be attacking the deckhand mob here to allow the Umbral Tide to use the rest of their ammunition. Queen Bess has basically used all its ammunition and has been destroyed. But now it's just sort of the good old-fashioned Count Noctilus. Can he invocation himself? Can he outlast what I have left? I have lost my lord. I'm pretty sure the skink caster is also dead, so I'm fighting without any leadership here at the moment in terms of characters. There is still a half-healthy gunnery wight, and an overcast actually gets Noctilus there, which is pretty nasty. Probably didn't want to be taking that damage, but Noctilus is going to come out after the Umbral Tide. We're probably just going to run back from him at the moment. Try and just oh, there goes the skink caster, but we're just going to pull back. They have used their ammunition. Noctilus isn't weak to fire, so we don't want to basically give him a free target there with his anti-large. They can actually do a little bit of damage in combat if they can get back and basically meet up with the infantry. But now we've just got a bit of a wrap going. That was a nice scab scrape by the remaining gunnery wight, who is now crumbling. And we can sort of maybe just win the numbers game now and outlast the remaining Vampire Coast characters with what I have left. There is still 2 cohort of Sotek in here, refusing to die, probably imbuing poison as well, which is not insignificant, as we see another Wraithstorm going down, getting some nice damage into the Umbral Tide. They probably will... Actually surprised they didn't rampage there, to be honest. But now we can probably just give Noctilus the business just through weight of numbers. Not sure he's got another summon left. Not sure he'll have another invocation, and that may be it. Been in many positions like this where Noctilus is the only thing left, and just can't kill him. But today we managed to drag him down. So, like I said, a really tough matchup generally for Lizardmen. You know, Gorok's gone down, but you know, getting 1,000. He probably didn't cost too much more than that with the kit that I took on him. He did kill a gunnery wight. He put a bit of damage into Noctilus as well, but he will get focus fired even with his shield and his physical resistance. Yeah, he is still a large target as well, so he has a little bit bigger hitbox than the foot character. But you know, Saurus really just tank for days here. There's often not enough actual quality for them to get their costs back, but the point is that they just stay in the fight, and they're sort of, they chew through zombies well, and they just last. They hold out. Skink's not so much, although this one's got 1,000 damage. You know, they've all done their bit. They can shoot gaps with their speed as well. They're shielded. You know, there's no real value to be had shooting at them. Likewise with, I guess, the skirmishers here. You know, they got a little bit of value and ate a few bits of ammunition from the Queen Bess. So yeah, I mean, 1,600 damage on Queen Bess, despite its inaccuracy in the early games, is okay. But you just basically saturate the field with enough bodies that, you know, even a good Queen Bess shot, you can only shoot so many units, and you try and shut it down as quick as possible. It did use most of its ammunition, so you know, 1,600 damage value when it's used all its shots is probably, you know, you probably take that if you're the Lizardmen on this occasion. Deck gunners probably wanted to go a couple more deck gunners. They're very nasty, but again, they're just shooting infantry. So if you can shut them down, they are very squishy. They have very low HP pools, no armor, and you know, obviously the vampires do have access to healing, but they can be shut down, you know, if you can pressure them enough. But yeah, a reasonably stock standard Vampire Coast. There's probably the Scab Scraths. Not sure if the Scab... No, this one's done well, but yeah, not sure if the Scab Scraths were as effective as they could have been, or whether the extra powder was actually relevant here, because we did manage to shut down the deck gunners. So you could probably cut one of the gunnery wights here and potentially go a little bit wider. It'd probably be better off just having one more deck gunner, even just some hand gunners. And I'm not sure about the XP. I don't know how much money my opponent had left at the end, but I'm not sure about the chevrons on zombie pirates. I don't think that's ever worth it unless it's just a few gold at the end. Hounds are good. Scurvy dogs are important, but I think sending them out to chase chameleon skinks is not a good idea, because the chameleon skinks will just basically machine gun them down with their blowpipes, particularly if it's, you know, 4-2 like this. 1-to-1, they can probably do a little bit of harass and damage. But we did get some good summons from my opponent. So yeah, we managed to pull through. The Skink Caster did absolutely nothing. Good target. But we took him cheap as well, just Wind Blast. So yeah, not sure if he had a great outing, but basically the philosophy here is go wide, lots of shields. Missile resistance from the Legion was good. We got a few good timings on that, and then basically just try and pressure the back line and stay in the fight with things like Saurus Warriors. So thanks to Boyka for the game, and thanks to everyone else for checking it out. Until next time, take care.